What might be the reason why the sleep supplements that you are taking have not really helped you to fully overcome your long-term insomnia and sleep problems? So we're really going to be very specific in this video. So this video is for you if you're in your 40s and 50s and you're more of what I would call a thinker type person. What that means is your mind is quite active, not just during the day, but even in the nighttime. So whether that's not being able to fall asleep easily, or waking up in the middle of the night and you being awake for a period of time, or even shortened nighttime. So thinker type people have actually got different types of sleep struggles that I see in my practice. So we're really going to look at sleep supplements in relation to being more of that type person, because quite frankly, sleep supplements or things that you might be taking to enhance your ability to sleep don't help everyone exactly the same way. And so that's really what the principle we're going to take in today's video. I'm not saying they are not helping you and they are not a support system, but what we really got to look at is what is the reasons why they haven't taken you all the way, meaning really fully overcome the challenges that you have with your sleep. So when it comes to sleep supplements, there are many, many different things out on the market these days now. I have seen how new products come out on the market over the last 12 years of me working with clients in my sleep coaching practice. So different things come out periodically. Some of them are based on trends, some of them are based on how legislation changes and so on. So one of the things I want you to first look at is what is the reason you're taking the things you're taking? So sometimes people end up taking things because it promises improvement. Sometimes people take things because they found out that they're deficient in something. Sometimes people take things because a friend recommended it, or a colleague, or someone they know very well and trust. So again, see, those recommendations can come from different places depending on your situation. So when you look at what is even the reason you're taking it, I want you to be really honest with yourself, because that is usually the foundation of really, is it truly going to help you, or are you just taking it with the hope that it's going to help you? And that's two different things. So when you start taking something and it seems to help, you're going to know that it had a benefit to your situation. But one of the things can happen is that they don't continue helping you all the way, right? So that's what you would see. Maybe initially it's helping you, but something changed and it's no longer creating the outcomes that you want. So when we have that situation, one of the first conversations I have with my clients is really being honest with ourselves about what we're even expecting from the thing that we're taking. So when you're taking different things, every supplement or type of product you're taking is designed to have a different outcome. So I want you to really look at what are you taking. So make a list if it's more than one. These can be nutritional supplements. So that's maybe more the magnesium or other type of vitamins or minerals, things like that. Then you look at, and again, this is where legislation is different in different countries, maybe melatonin type things. Now, I'm in the UK and melatonin is more regulated in the UK than anywhere else. So again, that's where sometimes I see clients tell me that they're getting something from a friend who lives in a different country, right? So you already see that in this global community, we can get our hands on different things, even if they're not necessarily regulated the same way in the country we live in. So then we look at things like herbal things. So these would be more available from practitioners who practice those kind of principles and ways of helping people. And a lot of them are really valerian root type things, but there can be other herbal things that are available and recommended. So again, depends on what you're taking. Then we have more and more regularly, I'm seeing in my practice, the CBD type things. So again, they are based on really that support system. And then the other thing I want to mention, which isn't really what I would call a nutritional supplement, but I mention it here just in case you might put that into that bracket, is things you can get from your pharmacy. So this is not requiring prescription. You can actually buy it from a pharmacy. Usually these things are more in this sort of sedating type bracket. So the antihistamines and those kinds of things. But those are not what I would define nutritional supplements. Those would be more medical things. So, but I thought I'll mention it here just in case that is also some of the things you're taking. So what I want you to look at is, what are you taking? Make a list, literally, no matter what that is, whether that's a herbal tea or a vitamin or anything like that. I want you to also look at, is there any instructions on when to take it? So some of the things are actually designed to be absorbed by your body within a certain frame of time. So if you're taking it, let's say half an hour before bed, but actually you're supposed to be taking it at a different time, then the benefit might not be the same. The other thing I also want you to look at is, are you actually taking them every day? Or are you just taking them when the pressure is high to sleep well and it's almost coming out of that nervousness or maybe frustration because the night before you didn't sleep well? So see, if you're taking them in different ways, the outcomes will vary depending on your situation. And then one of the other things I want you to also make a list of on that or list next to the thing you're taking is, what is the promised outcome? So if you're taking a nutritional supplement, the promised outcome is that it's going to be physically supportive. If you're taking something that's maybe more of a herbal calming thing, then the premise of that thing is to calm your system, whether that's emotionally or calm your mind, if we're talking about really sort of that sedation type things that calms the activity of the mind. And again, you see, different things will provide different outcomes. And I want you to get just really clear about, what are you taking and for what you're taking it. Because the other thing that comes in, especially for thinker types, is this placebo effect. Now, that's well documented in the medical world, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but when you believe something is going to help, that is going to have an additional influence of how that actually works. And we can't ignore that, especially for thinker type people. So that's where sometimes you start taking something with the hope or the belief that it's going to help you, and they might help you for a couple of weeks, but then there is a dip, a change of circumstance maybe, and they're no longer helping you the same way. And we can actually track it back to, sometimes the belief is now changing that that might not be the way to move forward and really fully overcome your sleep challenges. So see, again, different situations might actually mean that the reason things have changed is not based on what you take, is what actually happened in your life. So when we have the list and you looked at all these different things, one of the biggest questions I want you to ask is, what is the gap that you're seeing? So if you're taking a physical supplement, but actually your mind is overactive, then what that means is you need a mental support system to decrease the activity of the mind. The physical supplement cannot do that at the same time. They're going to have an influence, but it's not applicable to the mental component of your sleep struggles. And again, that's the simplest way to look at it. If you're more of a nervous type person and maybe you're struggling with more the sleep related nervousness and anxiety, and that's created from how much pressure you have on sleeping well, again, mental component there, then the way to support yourself is very different. And so that's what you would want to look at, is the supplements or these things you're taking can only support you so far with some of those dynamics, but it often does not really help you to look at the entire set of support systems that you need to really truly overcome long-term sleep problems or insomnia struggles that you're struggling with. So I get a lot of different questions about different supplements and different things people take. So again, depending on your situation, if you have any other follow-up questions about a specific thing you're taking, you're very welcome to reach out. And if you really want to look at how to build really true practical support systems for who you are so that you can truly and fully overcome your long-term sleep problems or insomnia struggles, then I would invite you to book a sleep assessment appointment with me. We can look at what is and isn't working and how I can help you as a sleep coach to really fully overcome the challenges. And really, that's what we look at, is we want you to be able to get to a place in life when you're no longer struggling, especially if you're already in your 40s or 50s and you've been struggling for a while. It is really time to address those challenges so you can really look at having a great quality life supported by great quality sleep every night. So thank you so much for watching today's video. And I hope this video really helped you to start looking at whether or not these things are truly helping you in the most practical way, or you might need to look at some other components that will help you and support you in a better way. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.